Unabashedly aglow with gold foiling and striking artwork, River of Gold is as eye-catching as a ship in a Ming treasure fleet. Anyone snared by its sumptuous resplendence in the aisles of their local game store, or any fan of the Legend of the Five Rings intellectual property, is bound to wonder, is it fun? Does it detail another chapter in the bloody history of Rokugan? Is it good? Well, I hope you have polished your Yoroi and sharpened your wakizashi, because we are about to find out. The Kinokawa, or River of Gold, has been a bustling trade route in the Emerald Empire for centuries. Every day, from dawn to darkness, ships from the clans of Rokugan crowd its shimmering expanse, the vessels crammed with valuable shipments of porcelain, silk, and rice. The board game is set during the critical point in the region's history when it was just beginning to blossom. You and up to 3 friends each play as one of 4 great clans of Rokugan, working to deliver goods to customers and develop the tiny villages dotting the banks of the river into thriving towns in exchange for favor with the locals and victory points. By game's end, what was once a quiet river will be a glittering ribbon of commerce, and the clan with the most points will win. What you're able to do on your turns will always be one of 3 things. You can shell out hard-earned gold to construct a building on the riverbank. You can send one of your ships down the length of the river to collect goods and coin, or you can deliver goods to a waiting customer. Where you're able to do those things will always be determined by the roll of a die. The river is split into 6 regions connected to a number and a color. Every turn, you'll roll a gorgeously chunky die, and the die will tell you which region of the river you'll be able to interact with. Rolled the blue 6, that means if you choose to build, you'll have to add your tile to the blue region, or if you move your boat, you'll need to move it 6 spaces. If you want to deliver cargo, you'll only be able to deliver to blue customers in your hand. But what if you don't have any blue customers in hand, or you don't want to move 6 spaces down the river, you just want to move 4? Fortunately, there are gods in Rokugan, and as long as you go out of your way to keep them happy, they'll go out of their way to keep you happy. Building and visiting certain buildings, along with dropping off packages to monks like a sort of holy Amazon delivery driver, gets you divine favor points, which you can spend to alter your dice results to the tune of 1 point per value on the die. Since your ability to execute your strategy will largely depend upon your dice results, stuffing a few divine favor points into your back pocket from time to time is an absolute must, and balancing your need for divine favor points with your need for victory points is an engaging puzzle. It should be apparent by now that River of Gold is not a shinobi-shiving, samurai-stabbing romp like The Legend of the Five Rings or The Battle for Rokugan. Mechanically, it has more in common with Flamecraft than Twilight Imperium. However, it is not devoid of conflict. The clan wars have not broken into the open quite yet, but they are still raging, and River of Gold can be pretty merciless. Nearly everything you do in the 6 regions of the Kinokawa allows you to collect favor in those regions. For every point you gain, you'll move along its proper favor track, unlocking rewards as you go. At the end of the game, you'll score points based on your position on each track, with players in first position netting the most points, and most of those behind them grabbing a few. If you astutely cultivate a relationship with the elders of a region during the game, you will double any victory points you score for that region at the end of it, netting you massive returns at the 11th hour, but only if your opponents don't oust you out of the ranking. Jockeying for position in each region's favor track fills the game with intensity that mounts as real estate along the river is snapped up and the experience nears its close. It's a sleek system that is marvelously accessible, a lot of fun, and competitive without being mean-spirited or brutal. River of Gold is delicious to look at, easy to chew, and immediately digestible. I have no significant complaints to make about it. The rulebook is a dream, the component quality is excellent, the design is watertight, the price is right, the insert is... actually, it's lovely, but it's totally useless. So, okay, there's that. My only issue, other than the insert thing, and it's not even really an issue, it's just a quibble, is that it might be playing it too safe? There aren't any show-stopping mechanics in here. It was clearly designed as an accessible Euro. It doesn't demonstrate any ambition to bring something new to the genre. As a result, it inhabits a niche in board gaming that is already quite crowded with the likes of Azul, Sagrada, Seven Wonders, Splendor, just to name a few of the big titles. There's nothing wrong with that. It's okay to just be a good game. I mean, look at Slay the Spire. It just means that if your collection is already stuffed with entry-level Euros, you may have a harder time justifying giving this one space on your shelf. If you happen to be in that boat, I'd recommend asking yourself how much you like Rokugan and The Legend of the Five Rings. If your answer to that question is quite a lot, I'd say go for it. If not, you can skip this one and be just fine. If your collection isn't already heaving with intro-level Euro games, this game is much easier for me to recommend. It is an excellent choice for anyone looking to wade into the pool of Euro games or spark interest in the genre in others, especially if you or your friends happen to be fans of the Emerald Empire. The only thing that you or your friends might find disappointing as fans of the Emerald Empire is the lack of clan representation in here. We've only got Mantis, Crane, Scorpion, and Crab. No unicorn, no lion, no dragon, no phoenix. As a unicorn fan from the Living Card game, that was a little sad. Apparently the decision for that was thematic. Those clans happen to own the land around the River of Gold, but still, unicorn erasure. That's the review. Thanks so much for joining me in this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give us a comment, a like, or maybe even a subscribe. We'd love to see you around. Here at Jumble and Gaff, we pride ourselves on making the best board game review videos that we possibly can, along with the occasional playthrough, and recently, video essays about history in board games. If you'd like to check out my project about the quacks of Quedlinburg and Renaissance medicine, the video should be on screen. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.